The community of Moscow, Idaho experienced a measure of relief on Friday amid the news that Bryan Kohberger, 28 years old, was arrested and charged in the homicides of Ethan, Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
Hello, Reporter Room investigators. Boy, do we have a lot to get into. We are going to be talking about that traffic stop. I have the full traffic stop for you guys to see. I also enhanced pictures of Bryan's face and wrist where it appears he may have some cuts. We also have 4 things that we are just learning about the Bryan Kohberger case, and I'm going to share those with you as well. We have a lot to get into, so let's get started. Moscow police do not want to give specific information about how Bryan is being transported from Pennsylvania back to Idaho. For those of you who were on YouTube yesterday, you know that he was ordered to be extradited. This can happen anytime in the next 3 to 10 days. I'm also hearing that there are going to be cameras allowed in the courtroom. I'm going to share those enhanced photos I talked about earlier, along with the entire traffic stop, the body cam footage from that traffic stop. I'm going to share all of this with you in just a moment, so please stay with me. Everything I'm sharing with you today is my opinion, and opinions are not facts, so please don't send any negativity to anyone, anytime, anywhere. Let's be kind to each other. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up so I know you were here. So once back in Idaho, then they can serve Bryan with the arrest warrant / charging documents for doing away with Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and Xana. Then the probable cause affidavit will be released. It will be unsealed, and we will all have an opportunity to look at it together. So what happens next for Bryan? Well, he will have another court appearance, and this will be his first court appearance in the state of Idaho. In this appearance, a magistrate judge will explain to Bryan his rights and the charges against him. It's being reported that Bryan will not be asked what his plea is during this hearing. Rather, the judge will ask for his plea at Bryan's preliminary hearing. And I don't have the court date on that yet, but I will bring it to you as soon as it's released. Based on court orders, it does appear that cameras will be allowed inside the Idaho courtroom. In the meantime, Bryan is being held and will continue to be held without bail. And I'm going to show you the enhanced photos from the traffic stop, but I think we should look at the traffic stop first together. So let's review that, and then I'm going to go through the enhanced photos. The officer told the driver he was trailing too close behind a truck trailer and spoke to the 2 of them, this is Bryan and his dad, about their drive to Pennsylvania, which was more than 2,000 miles from both Idaho and his home in Washington. Now, Bryan is said to have been stopped by police officers twice as he made his way across the country from his home in Washington.
What are you doing around my side? Suspension off now.
Go on to state, please got your license and registration with you. I stopped you, man, when you were driving by me there, you're a little too close to the back of that semi. About one car between you and the back of this trailer. I'm about one car at 10 miles an hour, so I'm going 60 or 70 miles an hour. We're about 6 or 7 cars. Oh, you guys did?
Yeah, man. Just taking it. So,
you guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And you thought you guys were following too closely? Okay. Today? Well, I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of room, okay?
So because they just got stopped, the officer elects not to give them a ticket and instead gives them a warning. And his attorney, Monroe County Chief Public Defender Jason LeBar, said in a statement that Bryan is, quote, eager to be exonerated of all of these charges and looks forward to resolving these matters as promptly as possible. So everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Let's look at the photos that I have enhanced for you of Bryan. Let's look at the screenshot of the traffic stop, and then I'm going to show you the enhanced photos, and you guys can tell me if you think this is something, if these are cuts, are they bruises, or is this just nothing at all. But I wanted to enhance them for your consideration. Here you can see the shots of Bryan and his father. Now let's zoom in on Bryan's face. And now we'll get just a little closer. What do you see? Next, let's go back to the still shot of the traffic stop. Now let's zoom in on Bryan's right wrist. And now we'll come in just a little bit tighter. What do you see? Here are 4 major and important updates in the Bryan Kohberger case. 1. Latah County Magistrate Judge Megan Marshall has issued a gag order on this case against Bryan Christopher Kohberger, and this means that investigators, police, attorneys, and agents of the prosecutor's office or defense office cannot communicate about Bryan Kohberger's case to the media or to the public. 2. Bryan Kohberger allegedly tried to expose himself, taunting guards from his Pennsylvania jail cell. Is this him trying to build up an insanity defense, or is this story completely made up? Because I've heard other reports saying that Bryan was a model prisoner. 3. Bodycam footage shared by the Indiana State Police Department shows that moment when Bryan and his dad were pulled over by police officers. The footage was taken as they were making their way to Pennsylvania in a white Hyundai Elantra, just a few weeks after Ethan, Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie were found at the 1122 King Road home. Defense attorney LeBar stated that this trip had been pre-planned and that the father, along with Bryan, were pulled over twice. 4. Bryan will be housed in a separate jail cell. This is according to the Latah County Sheriff Richard Skiles, and he spoke about the jail where Bryan Kohberger will reside once he is extradited. Subscribe.